Turn your radio up. Louder. Louder. Just a little bit louder. Because the next hour, you're going to be tuned in to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and Marty Ringer. Hey, can we just stick with Marty? Because like that Marty ring, it don't have that ring to it, you know? I'm just saying. And Marty, with your hosts Donnie Jones and Marty, sponsored by Don's Tree Service, is Donnie Jones Live, right here, right now, right now. Donnie Jones Live.
Hello, and welcome to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie Jones, also known as Donnie the Tree Lady. We are so excited to have you guys listen in on our show today. Our goal on our show is to introduce you to great people in our community that are doing great things and making a difference and basically letting their little light shine. And of course, today on our show, we have somebody that's doing just that. And it's amazing how I met her. I know a lot of people talk about Facebook and people being on social media too much, but you know, for those of you that may not know me, I do own a tree service, and I've been through a whole lot of things in life, and I decided to put that information in a book. But guess what? I ain't never wrote a book before, and I was having a problem getting it published and getting some editing done, and I was online just frustrated, and I ran into an amazing lady that not only is she a publisher, not only is she an entrepreneur, not only is she a businesswoman, but this girl is also a doctor, a professor, and everything else you can think of that's great in this life. No, she's amazing. But I'm talking about none other than Sharita Hilton. Can you give the world a little hi, hello?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Don. That was a beautiful introduction. I appreciate it so much.
Well, you're a beautiful person. I wish you guys could get a chance to see her. She really is a beautiful person. But, I mean, for real, we met online, didn't we?
We actually did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where in life, you know, you feel like you want to do something, but you want to try to get stuff done on the low. So with writing this book, you know, I'm like, I'm going to do self-publishing. I could just pay $99 and just get this thing done. And yeah, that didn't go so well. So I got frustrated trying to find people to do stuff for me under the table or on the low, and just tried 3 or 4 different times and just couldn't get it right. So finally, I was just flipping through Facebook, and your ad, was it an ad?
Yeah, okay. Actually, I had ran an ad after I published my first inspirational. I had an ad running for my publishing company.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Well, see, those Facebook ads work, y'all.
Yes,
I'm sitting here talking to this woman because of a Facebook ad. See, I thought it was just some general thing, but I thought, oh, that's cute.
No, it was actually an ad.
It was an actual ad. So, yeah, I called her up. And in my mind, I was thinking, I don't care how much this stuff costs. I want to get this book done and over, because I've been working on it for 10 years. Ooh. Yeah, 10 years I've been working on this. So, but really, honestly, I've been working hard at it for the last 2 or 3 years. Okay. 2 or 3 years, but it took me 10 years to give it birth. So, once again, trying to do stuff on the low. Reached out to you, and I was expecting you to tell me $1 bazillion, and you didn't.
No.
And when you told me how much it costs to actually get it done right, and you're a doctor, and you're English, everything, I'm gonna let you tell your story. When you told me the price, I nearly fell out because it was very reasonable.
Yes.
And it's now done, and it didn't take
Yay!
10 months. So thank you for that. Yay! But anyway, Sharita, how did you get into doing what you're doing? Seriously.
Well, honestly, after I got my master's in creative writing literature, my professor told me, you know, you should get your thesis published. And I was like, no, I just want to graduate. I've been to school forever. I don't care about that. And she was like, no, it's really good.
Right.
And when I reached out to different publishers, I realized that I was able to sit out my manuscript. Right. But the key is that they keep the royalties.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
See, I guess it's good that I didn't get it published.
Yeah. You get the royalty checks that you do get are so small because they have to pay for printing, storing, distribution, marketing. Right. All that comes out your check. So when you get a check for $20 and you know you sold 100 books, where's the money?
That's exactly what I would have been asking.
Yes.
But see, what would have happened with me is I would have did all of that, got the $20, and then would have been acting a fool. And then they would have pulled out the paperwork and said, like, ma'am, see where you signed
I did cut up a little bit. I'm not going to say I was perfect. I did call, like, excuse me. Where's the rest of my money?
Exactly. But what caused you to write your story? Because I know that you did it because of your thesis, correct?
Yes.
But I'm sure there was a reason why you picked the subject matter that you picked.
Well, for me, growing up, I loved reading, but I never saw myself in the books. I realized there were a lot of women, but none of them looked like me.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
sounded
true.
like
Yeah,
me.
that's true. Got it.
I want to write a book that my girls or any other girls of color could read and say, hey, that character could have been me.
That's right. Yeah.
And she sounds educated. She sounds like a strong person. She didn't sound like a weak damsel in distress.
Right.
She actually had some courage.
Absolutely. Because you know what? But guess what? Since day one, we've had courage.
Yes.
Since day one, we've had to educate ourselves and climb the ranks, you know.
Yes.
So we should see representation like that.
I agree.
You know. But what gave you the emphasis, like, you know, a lot of people have ideas, but there comes a point where, you know, it's not just about you getting credit at school.
Oh, yeah.
It's something inside of you that's driving you saying, you know, I've got to do this. You got the courage to do this. Why? How, I should say.
Well, the courage came when I actually sent it to one of the bigger publishing companies, Harlequin romance novels.
Oh, wow.
And when they came back to me and told me, you have something.
Yeah.
That was all I needed. I didn't have to have them publish it. I didn't have to have them pay me. It's just like that word of encouragement saying that you're good, that your stuff can go somewhere. That's all I needed. I took it from there.
Wow. And yes, you did. And here's the other thing, guys. She actually has a product. She actually has a service. Yes. And I'm telling you, I love Atlanta, but I can't tell you how many times, especially when I first moved here, because I didn't know. When I moved to Atlanta, I thought every black person, literally every person, black, white, Latino, whatever, I thought every person was rich that lived in Atlanta, or they were famous because they was about. I mean, everybody I talked to, there was actor, singer, your director, you know, entrepreneur. Like everybody in Atlanta is an entrepreneur.
Everybody's an entrepreneur,
but they don't have a business.
No.
You know, or they have an entrepreneur and they're an entrepreneur and they still living in their mama house.
Yes, that is true.
So, you know, that's why y'all got to be careful dating y'all women out there. If he living on his mama's couch and he's saying he's an entrepreneur, after about 8 or 9 years, I mean, you know, for me it'll be 8 or 9 minutes. But I'm just saying.
I have to agree. I have to agree with you, Doni. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. So what were some of the steps that you had to take to get your book out there to where people could hear about it?
Well, the hard part is research. A lot of people don't like to research. They don't like to take the time to look. I spent hours, and I mean hours, in the bookstore, in the library, because I was under the impression that if you're going to do something, learn your craft. Know what you're doing.
Yes.
How can you help others or even promote your own stuff if you don't know what you're doing? So I studied all the publishing companies. I researched their backgrounds. I looked at their submission requirements. I was under the impression if I learned what they did, I could repeat it and get the same results.
Well, see, that's why you got results, because I did it the exact opposite way. I was like, you know what? I got a story to tell. I can wing this. I'm good at figuring stuff out. I'm just going to wing it. Yeah. Winging it don't quite work in the publishing industry.
Not so
and it
much.
definitely don't work in the editing, you know?
No.
I had a friend of mine read my book. She was like, Doni, I know you're an educated woman, but just don't, it didn't quite sound right. So I want to thank you for what you did. I really do. Because now my book, From Failure to Fabulous, is out.
Yes.
And I have you to thank for that.
You are welcome. No.
But see, you took it to another level. You not only wrote a book, but you have your own publishing company.
Yes.
How does this beautiful black woman own her own publishing company, and she's a professor?
Yes.
You know what? You need to tell your story. Come on, stop
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that book. I'm waiting for that book.
Interview you.
I'm waiting for that tell-all book. Trust me, I have quite a few friends have egged me to write my story because it is a page turner. It is a page turner.
We're going to get into a little bit of that in the next segment. But obviously, you being a woman with a great education, it sounds like education is something that was instilled in you as a kid. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I always knew that I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And the best way to learn is to ask questions.
Right.
So even as a kid, I was always inquisitive, I was asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Because I always wanted to learn something.
Yeah.
And it carried over, and with my publishing company in the same way, I reached out to thousands of publishing companies. And a lot of them wanted to publish my books, but they wanted to change it. They didn't want the characters to be that certain way. And they
didn't want the character to be educated, did they?
Or black, for that matter, no. To be honest, I'm going to be honest. So I realized that I would have to fit into their mold if I wanted to publish with them.
Right.
So I said, why not publish my own?
Okay.
So that's what I did.
Well, that's the best thing to do, is to be able to publish your own and do your own thing.
Yes.
And you guys, like I said, in the next segment, I want to get to a little bit of what she's doing right now.
Yes.
But we're going to take a quick break and hear from one of our sponsors who's very near and dear to my heart. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hey, this is your girl, Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
So the reason we went with Don's Tree Service is we needed a couple things done at our house. We needed some trimming of some trees done, but then we also had this old, big, beautiful tree in our backyard that was, our deck was built around this tree, and it was just getting old and limbs were starting to fall, and we just knew eventually it was either going to land on the house or we needed to have it taken down. So we called around and got a few quotes, and then we met with Don's Tree Service, and they were awesome, and we ended up going with them, and I can't say enough about their work. They came in with their crane and got the tree down, and it looks great. It looks great. I would definitely use them again.
Hey, got a comment about the show? Or would you like to just be a guest? Send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Now, back to more Doni Jones Live with Doni and Marty.
Hello, and we are back with Sharita Hilton.
Yes.
Talking about this amazing woman and great things that she's doing right now in the publishing industry and in education.
Yes.
Sharita, we didn't talk about how to get in contact with you, and that's kind of important.
Yes, it is.
How do we get in contact with you?
You have two ways. You can either check out my website, shiltonpublishing.wixsite.com/book, and that is the best way to reach me. You can check out my list of books I have on my website, and also services for editing and helping you get your book published.
Yes, and please remember this woman's name, Sharita Hilton. Yes. And hopefully y'all will remember my name too, Doni.
Yes.
And we are Doni Jones Live, and we're going to continue to be bringing you guys great content and great people that are doing great things in the community, because that's what we're about, is putting some positive energy out there and trying to make a difference. And sometimes we'll get a little controversial, but that's a whole nother story.
It is, yes.
Talk to us about the content of your book.
Well, my books are inspirational because in today's world, people need inspiration.
Right.
People need to be inspired to say, hey, I'm not alone. There's somebody out there who's going through it. If I can look at her story, if she made it, then maybe I can keep going.
Right.
It pushes you forward. So my books are mostly inspirational, something to keep you going.
Awesome. And what was the first one about?
The first one was actually a romance novel.
Oh.
I felt like romance in my life.
Oh,
at
so
that
you
point.
sharing some romance up in the place.
Yes, it was an inspirational romance novel, and actually, it did really well, actually.
So did she get a man at the end of the book?
Yes, she did get her man. She was very happy. So I'm like, there's hope for everyone out there.
I'm all about that, get those happy endings. And a happy ending can be with you being by yourself if it's not a healthy relationship.
That's
but,
right.
I just think right now sometimes it's good to hear that there are still stories about us ending up with the guy.
Yes.
Or ending up in a positive place. I consider myself a strong black woman, but guess what? I want somebody next to me.
Okay.
I
feel you.
I want somebody that takes the trash out. You know what I'm saying?
It's the little things.
It's the little things. I'm telling you. I joke with my kids. I'm like, when we got married, part of our vows was I don't take the trash out. So,
that's a great vow. I just want you to know.
I'm just saying. I just stuck that in there. So, but are you still writing romance novels?
Well, I kind of shifted more from romance to more of inspirational self-help and encouragement. So I still have romance in me somewhere. I have a second romance novel. I just haven't been in that romance.
Okay, well, I'm sure that when it's the right time, the more romance will come. Now, talk to me about this PhD, okay?
Well,
y'all, check this out. I'm eating some tacos with her, and I guess one of her students or somebody had called, and they called you Doctor such and such.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there thinking I'm just talking to the editor. I saw a little something on Facebook, but I wasn't really paying a lot of attention.
Yeah.
I go, are you a professor, doctor? What's going on?
Some of my students like to call me doctor, but I tell them, professor is fine. I don't want to be too formal because then they don't see it.
I'll call you
5 years professor. Of schooling. Oh my gosh.
To me, you're Dr. Professor Sharita Hilton. That's your new name.
That's my new name. I'll take that. I have no shame. After 5 years and a lot of money to pay, yes, I would take that.
You say more people know you're a doctor, you be paying them student loans off quicker.
Oh my Lord. That scares me.
I hear you. Where did you go to school here in Atlanta, or did you address that already?
Actually, I went away to school.
Okay.
My parents wanted me to go out and I guess see life, and it made me more independent, more of a self-made person. So I went away to school actually.
Okay.
I left home.
You left home.
I did.
And you came back doctor. I love it.
Yes, I did.
I absolutely
After
love
all
it.
these years.
What are some of the challenges that you ran into? Because I know we joke and play a lot on the show, but the main reason why I want to have people like you on the show is because you're obtainable, you're reachable.
Yes.
And a lot of times when they hear the word doctor or they hear the word professor behind somebody's name, they're like, well, she came from money or she came from this.
Yeah.
Of course, she can do it. Talk to us a little bit about that. Like, what was your background? I know you said your family, when you told me personally, but
Oh yeah, I mean, I came from a family of 5. It was 5 kids.
Yeah.
And my mom stayed home with us. My dad worked. So a lot of times we were as we went on to college, it was kind of like, okay, your parents got you there, now you're on your own.
Right.
So through college, I had 2 jobs. I worked through college.
Could you repeat that?
I worked through college.
Kylie
2
and
jobs.
Megan Jones, are y'all listening? I'm just kidding.
Yes, I worked through college because I wanted to support myself.
Right.
And so in that, that helped me as I got older because now I'm a single mom of 3. And so I support myself.
Absolutely.
So I don't know no different. My life is grind.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad you said that because I don't know where it comes from, but it seems like people now, they want to put some YouTube videos up, or they want to become a rapper, or they're going to become the next singer and get rich. And it doesn't work like that.
No, it does not.
Now, there are some people that are fortunate that somebody discovers them on YouTube and they're the next Justin Bieber.
Yes.
But even with that dude was singing since he was a baby.
Yes, he was.
He was pushing out content since he was a kid. He was talking to producers and he was talking to record label agents. So it's not like they just fell out of the bed and became famous. What's some of the hard work that you had to put in to become who you are today?
A lot of babysitting hours. I had to. A lot of times I'd leave my kids behind, or I had to go and research, or I had to go away to conferences because my fellow colleague professors and educators are publishing. They got to go to conferences to better themselves. So a lot of times I had to make that sacrifice to leave kids with my mom or leave them with a babysitter while I try to go and better myself. So that's some of the sacrifices that I had to make, but in the end, it's worth it because me and my kids are at a point now where we're doing much better. So,
so you ain't got to work no more, huh?
No, I still grind. I still have to grind. No.
I'm just messing with
No, I still got to work every day, Monday through.
Can I get $5?
Monday through Saturday. Sunday's my only day off.
There you go. But that's a beautiful. But you've worked hard for it. Yeah. What's some advice you would give to another young woman that wants to pursue an education like yours?
Oh, yeah.
But maybe she doesn't have the resources.
First of all, don't give up. A lot of times we say, well, you know what, I can't do it. I'm just gonna throw up. I won't even try. I mean, it takes little things to get you going. I was, even in college, I was not discouraged, but I was told that I would have it easy because I was a woman and I was a woman of color. I didn't want it to be easy.
Where do they get that?
I don't know, because it wasn't easy.
And even if you get a grant or a loan, you still got to get the grades.
Yes.
You still got certain things that it doesn't cover.
Yes.
And if your tuition is $30,000, $50,000, and they give you $10,000, you still got to come up with the rest.
You still got to hustle and get the rest of it.
Yeah.
So even though they said I would have it easy, I didn't.
Right.
I was one of the youngest professors in my department at 29.
Wow.
The only woman of color in my department,
Yeah.
and almost the only woman.
Yeah.
So it was never easy. I was always mistaken as a student. They never took me seriously.
but okay, in their defense, you look like a student still.
I'm not that young.
No, when I looked at your stuff online, because I wanted to make sure I was getting somebody for real that did publishing, I was like, wow, a lot of content. Wow, she's got published books and stuff. And then when I met you in person, I was like, dude, she's like 18 years old.
I wish. Oh my God. I wish. No, mother of 3. My son's going to be 15 next week. So no.
Oh my goodness.
I wish a teenager. No, not that young.
Well, my daughter's going to be 15 next year, and I'm trying to keep her away from the boys. So you keep the boys over there, girls over
Trust
here.
me, I agree. Mine is on books and football. That's it.
There you go.
That is all we're thinking about right now.
I hear you. Well, we're going to take a break, but I want you to tell the people how to get in contact with you real quick.
Yes. So definitely, guys, reach me at shiltonpublishing.wixsite.com/book.
Go ahead and repeat that one more time, just a little slower, so our people, because you got to remember, we got an audience of all different types of people.
Yes, we do.
We got the younger folks, but then you got the people like me that's a little over 40, over 50 that might be listening to this. Now, y'all go get your ink pen. She gonna repeat it again for you. Go get your ink pen and write it down.
Definitely. shiltonpublishing.wixsite.com/book.
And when you say Wix, it's W-I-X.
W-I-X-S-I-T-E.
Got it. And also, for those of you that are liking what we're doing and want to get more information about the show, you guys can reach out to me at Doni, D-O-N-I, at DoniJonesLive.com. Once again, that is Doni, D-O-N-I, at DoniJonesLive.com. And I'm going to fix that because it's not that. It's Doni at Doni Jones. Okay, it's Doni at DoniJonesLive@gmail.com. Got it. And now a word from our sponsor.
Yes.
And what does it mean to be in ministry? Do you have to have a degree for that? You got to go to school to work at a church? I don't ever see job postings for churches. How does that work?
That kind of makes me think about the song that you've got coming up called Packed Bags. That's an original song. You're an original artist, and there's a lot of African American women that contributed to the folk industry that don't get a chance to have their story told. So
I pack my bags, headed down the road.
Trying to figure out, what's going on with my child. But I was not, my system wasn't wasting. So had she not got me there in time enough, I would have died.
In total alignment with, but I also want her on the show because there's also some things I believe that I talk about with the LGBTQ community that I'm very liberal on, that she may not necessarily be as a liberal on, so I thought that would be a good chance for us to talk.
I'm not real good at playing the political game.
Yeah.
I don't think all Democrats are right, and I don't think all Republicans are wrong.
Oh my goodness.
I really ride the middle. I am truly a Democrat in my heart, but guess what? They're not all right and they're not all wrong.
Here, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when there really is a city of Greenhaven and we have made a difference and we did reach out to those people.
Right.
We have a place in business, and I think for a lot of people, they feel like, well, how am I going to fit in,
Right.
Sometimes you got to kick the door down and make yourself fit in.
Right.
That if you're married and get divorced and marry again, that's still adultery.
Right. Actually, Jesus did say that.
Yeah.
Jesus,
well,
Jesus who never said a thing about gay people, but I digress. Anyway.
Well, let me take that back. Men are visual.
Yeah, they are.
So when they meet me, they meet this. Let me get in the car with him and be like, hey!
I'm going to take those items and just kind of zhuzh them, my favorite word, with different accessories to give them different looks.
Okay.
In the last few years, just women, entrepreneurship has increased by 114%.
This thing.
Well, Donna, you don't understand. I can't do this because I'm in debt. You can always volunteer your time. You can always babysit somebody's kid. You can always make a meal for somebody and offer them a meal. There's always a way to give back. Whatever dream you have in your head, go for it. And I know that's been the theme for the last month, but it's because it's so important that you just get up and go.
Hey, got a comment about the show? Or would you like to just be a guest? Send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty.
Welcome back to our show.
Yes,
I am
yes.
Doni, and you are listening to Doni Jones Live. And we are sitting with Sharita Hilton. With S. Hilton Publishing.
Yes.
She's an amazing woman, an
Thank
entrepreneur.
you,
We've been
thank
talking a
you.
little bit about that and what she's been doing. But I would like to talk about what you're getting ready to do. You've got some projects in the works.
Yes, I do. There's
Yeah.
never a break moment. Actually, I've been asked to help with 2 projects.
Okay.
One is a youth mentoring group. They need an educator to mentor young girls. We're going to start with 9th grade and go all the way to sophomores in college, because that's the age a lot of women need direction about different fields for college, just even health, taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing that. And another organization I'm helping with is Women Health Against Sex Trafficking and Domestic Violence.
Okay, that's beautiful. You know, I noticed that a lot of your projects are focused on women, and I would assume it's because you've been through some things in your life that would make you sensitive to that. So you know I'm going to be nosy. Talk to me, girl.
Well,
We're trying to change lives. Talk to us.
Actually, from my own personal experience, I went through a divorce. Unfortunately, it was very bad. And a lot of women, you know, we gravitate to women who are going through what we're going through.
Right.
I actually had a group of friends, all 5 of us went through divorces within months of each other. And I realized that, you know, women, we're supposed to wear so many hats.
Yeah.
We're the nurturer, we're the doctor, we're the educator, we're the worker bee,
Yeah.
we're the house cleaner.
Yeah. Well, the last one, we can
Well, some of those hats we wear. Like some of those hats we wear.
Yeah.
But I realized that a lot of times we don't get the nurturing that we need. We don't get someone saying, "Hey, it's okay.
Right.
You're a woman. You're a mom.
Yeah.
Or you're a wife. You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be able to hold down the house."
Yeah.
So we don't get that opportunity to have someone say, "It's okay. You know, go cry in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Wipe your face off. Go on." That's what we're told. We're told to, you know, show that face for our children.
Yeah, we got to be strong.
Gotta be strong.
You know, it's like that strong black woman thing. And it's like, we're strong, but some of the strongest things you can do is take care of yourself.
Yes.
The strongest thing you can do sometimes is to let a relationship go. The strongest thing you can do sometimes is to cry and just let it out. You know, and I try to teach my girls that, you know, because they see me go through stuff and I just shake it off and I'm okay. And, but I also let them see me cry.
Yes.
You know, and I actually had a friend of mine go, "Doni, you know, sometimes you're all over the place, you know." Not so much like up, down, but like my girls see me strong, but when I'm hurting, I admit that I'm hurting and I let them see that, you know, because I don't want them going through life thinking that they've got to be something when they're not feeling a certain way.
I agree.
What were some of the things, if you don't mind me asking, because I'm asking you anyway?
Oh,
what contributed to you? Let me tell you something. I was interviewing somebody one day, and I could not pull. They had a great business that they were trying to, you know, promote.
Yeah.
I'm like, we gotta feel you.
Oh no,
I'm just messing
I'm
with
open.
you.
I'm open book.
So why you divorced that man? No.
Well, unfortunately, he was military, and just over the years, you know, he went one way, and I stayed one way. And just put it like that, to be honest.
You ain't being honest. He went someplace with somebody else.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, thank you.
But you know, not gonna lie, but you know,
it's like one of those Hollywood. We've mutually agreed to be friends, and for the interest of our kids, we'd appreciate it.
Well, you know, most people read between the lines, Doni, so it's okay.
This is radio. Okay? There's nothing visual to read. You got divorced because he cheated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, but yes, and I just decided, you know, after years of dealing with it, was that something I wanted my girls to deal with?
Absolutely, yeah.
And a close friend of mine, she said something that was heartbreaking, and I'm not gonna cry, but she was like, "How long?"
Cry?
She's like, "How long?"
We
you
just said that. Cry.
See,
that makes good radio.
You know, I'll tell you. She told me, she said, "How long are you gonna do it, sis?"
Yeah.
I said, "Do what?" She said, "Be that doormat that you're being." I said, "What? What do you mean? I'm strong. What are you trying to say?" She said, "Keep on being a doormat. How long are you gonna last?" I have had many things said to me, but I tell you, Doni, that cut me like a knife. Cut me like a knife, because I never thought others could see what I was hiding.
They can see,
but they could see, and I tell you, that was all it took for me.
Well,
I just couldn't take it anymore.
I'm gonna tell you why I admire you, because I watched my mother do that.
Yeah.
For 30-something years, almost 40 years.
Yeah.
And she wound up with nothing.
Yeah.
After he moved on to another relationship, she still wound up with nothing. So the strength that it took for you to say, "I'm not going to be a doormat anymore."
Nope.
that's encouraging to people. And I think that's why your story is so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I really think that's why your story is so powerful.
I left with a van, my 3 kids, $200.
Yeah.
I didn't know where we were going to live. And I had to leave, my home.
Yeah.
But I got to a point, I was like, I'd rather be by myself and live in my van.
That's right.
Than to be subjected to being, somebody told me, I'm going to do whatever I want because you're not going to leave. I'm going to do whatever I want because you're not going anywhere. Because you have nowhere to go. And I said, I can show you better than I can tell you.
That's right.
And I got my van and I left.
God bless you. And thank you for doing it. No, I'm
welcome.
serious. Thank you for doing it, because you don't know whose life you just changed by telling your story.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it right now. If there's somebody out there that's in an unhealthy situation, just trust. Trust it. If your higher power, God, whatever you want to call it, I call it God.
Yes.
If you trust him and you want to get out of that situation, go and figure it out.
You'll make a way.
You jump off of that branch and you'll grow wings.
Yes.
And if you don't grow wings and you hit the ground, just kind of get some bandages and tape yourself back up and keep going forward.
Yes, I left, and now me and my kids getting ready to buy our own home. This is our first home by ourselves this year.
Congratulations,
I have a great job, got a new car, got a car for my son who's getting ready to turn 15. And life turned around when I said yes and was open to moving forward.
Yes. You know what you said yes to? You said yes to your future.
Yes.
As long as you were staying in that situation, you were settling for not good instead of great.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
And we've got to teach young women to have the power to say no.
Yeah.
You know, and you did that, and I thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you,
I thank you for
thank
that.
you.
You
Yes.
know, what was one of the hardest things to getting to this place that you are in right now? Obviously getting out the door was like the hardest.
Oh, of course.
But you got the job, you got the career. To get to where you are right now, this place of beauty and peace, what was the hardest?
I had to let go. I had to realize that I didn't fail. Because a lot of times you hear with divorce, oh, you failed at that marriage, or you failed at having a relationship. And that's why that book I want to write, it's coming out soon, is so important to me, because I realized I didn't fail.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. I just realized that wasn't for me, that there's something better. So I didn't fail at that. I just was realizing I'm better than that situation.
That's right.
And just to move on to something else.
That's right. You know, Tyler Perry has a book also that came out called Higher is Waiting.
Yes.
And you know what? That's what you walked into.
Yes.
You walked into Higher. We're going to talk about those upcoming projects that you got coming in. Coming out. Coming out.
Yes. Coming out.
And so I would like to kind of get a little bit into the meat of that story. Tell us once again how to get in contact with you, because I think if they weren't listening before, they listening now.
Yes, I agree. Again, my website where you can reach me is shiltonpublishing.wixsite.com/book.
Awesome, girl.
Thank
You're
you.
absolutely amazing. And once again, it's a true inspiration because I saw it as a child.
Yes.
I went through it as a young adult. And to be able to look at my mom and know that she went through what you went through, but to see that you overcame it is a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to hear from one of our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the beautiful, effervescent Sharita
Thank you.
Hilton.
Thank you.
Hey, got a comment about the show? Or would you like to just be a guest? Send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty.
Hello, and you were back with Donnie Jones Live. I am your host, Donnie Jones, and we are talking to Sharita S. Hilton.
Yes.
With Hilton Publishing. Sharita S. Hilton with S.
Hilton Publishing. Yes.
Yeah. That's what we should have. We're going to have a little background sound effect.
I know, that claps
I
and
love
stuff.
it. And if you guys want to get in touch with me, you can reach me at Donnie@DonnieJonesLive.com. Once again, that is Donnie@DonnieJonesLive.com. If you just have a comment, or if you'd like to get a chance to get to know us a little better, or have some suggestions for the show, just give us a what is it? You can't even say give us a ring. I say give us an
email.
Email.
Message.
That's what it is. Y'all know I messed up.
A message.
A message. That's right. That wasn't a message. It was a message.
That's right.
That you can be real and still be successful in
That's
whatever
right.
you do.
That's right.
Exactly. So before we went to break, we were talking about your upcoming project.
Yes.
And what is the name? I love the name of this upcoming project because it's just awesome.
My next book I'm working on is going to be inspirational. It's called...
I'm surprised.
Say, no, I got inspired. Is what I do.
Right.
Divorce is not a 4-letter word. Fail. Because so many people who I've run in contact with who've went through a divorce, the first thing they say is, my marriage failed, or it didn't work, or some other excuse, and I have to stop them. I'm saying, okay, that person was just not meant for you. It was just meant for someone else. You didn't fail. Do you understand the failure? Fail is a strong word. People, it's like the end. Like, it did not work, be all. No, it just didn't work.
It just didn't work. That's something. It. And think about how many things in life don't work, but once you get on the other side of it, you can see the blessing in it. You know, and I think sometimes people are so bitter looking at what didn't work, they're missing what's better that's in front of them. You know,
I agree.
So, are you going to talk a little bit about what happened with you in your book, or is it because you said it's more inspirational? Or are you going to talk to other women and interview other women? What do you got going?
Well,
there?
With this project, I'm going to use my story, but I have several other women that I would like to tell their stories to in the book, because their divorce, all of our divorces have a similar thing in common.
We all was cheating. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, no. Nowadays, unfortunately, hey, I'm called spade a spade, Doni.
You know, let me quit, because you know what? I gotta admit, I have an amazing husband. I do have a husband that it is. You know, there's a lot of great men in the world.
Yes,
that
it is. Some great ones out there. It is some great ones.
I'm not one of these women.
Applaud
that
to all y'all great men.
Yes, great men out there. We give a high five to all the good men up in this camp.
I do.
So yes.
I'm patiently waiting for mine, but anywho,
he's coming. He's coming.
Please, Lord have mercy.
So these hot showers are getting old.
Girl, cold shower, not hot. Cold.
Yeah, I'm married. I forget. See, I saw you take a hot shower after I got it. You can tell it's been a while.
Yes, ma'am.
I have not been without for a while.
Thank you. You've not been single. Thank you very much.
I've been single for a minute. That's right. It's cold showers.
Thank you. Cold.
Okay, the cold showers are getting old.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Education on that.
There you go. But the women that you're talking to, like you said, they all have a story, but you were talking about the common thing.
Yes, the common thing we all have in common is we're all about the same age.
Okay.
We're all in our late 30s.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's a pivotal time for men or women when they're going through midlife crisis or whatever is going on, but we all experienced around the same age, which is kind of weird. Everybody divorced the same time for the same thing.
Yeah.
And it just came to a point we all lost our husbands. Our husbands moved on because they just didn't want to be with us anymore. After years. I'm not talking about 2 or 3 years.
You're talking about years,
about almost 15, 20
What do you
years.
think the reason is? I mean, we're women, and I hate getting advice about men from women, you know, because you need to talk to a man to find out why he did that.
Yes.
But what is some of the, I guess, consensus that you've heard why they did it?
People just get bored. And I know that sounds simple, but they do. You have to make marriage interesting. You have to keep each other going, basically. And if you don't, and I'm not saying that either one's at fault, but some of the women, it's just that they were there for their husbands. They cooked, they cleaned, they made breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These were some strong women. I was like, hands down, y'all.
You know what? Oh, my goodness. God works in mysterious ways, and I know it's going to sound funny that I'm even using the word God, but I'm thinking about my book, and we were joking before we went on that one of the chapters was for women.
That's it.
And what I talked about is sex.
Which I read. It was a great chapter, by the way. The precursor I read, it was good.
And the book is called From Failure to Fabulous. It's out right now, so I'd love for you guys to come check it out. From Failure to Fabulous by Doni Jones.
Yes.
That's Doni Jones.
Yes.
So look me up. I'm on Amazon. But one of the things that boggled me, I talked to people about the fact that I went through a lot of really hard times financially. And when a woman goes through tough times financially, you get notices about the house. The babies are crying, and we have young kids. The last thing I wanted to do was have sex.
True.
I mean, I'm just being honest, you know. But luckily, I was around older women that were in healthy, awesome marriages. And I went to a friend of mine. At first, I talked to my husband, and I wasn't quite getting the answer. He was just trying to be loving and, you know, considerate. I understand. It's okay, baby. I'll wait, baby. Whatever. Supportive, right? And so, but the fact that he even tried, I was boggled. Like, how can you even try? And we get notices for foreclosure. So I went to an older friend of mine, and she's like, Doni, have sex with your husband. All right? he's not, the mortgage don't have nothing to do with his sex drive.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, but how can he feel like doing this when we got a truck in the shop? He don't.
Yeah. They don't. She's not connected.
I'll tell you. I can't tell you what word she used. She said that part of his body don't care about a truck being in the shop.
She's telling the truth.
And so I learned early on in my marriage that regardless of what we were going through, you know, that I had to do that. And I know a marriage is, you know, you got to have communication. We had communication. You got to have respect. We had respect. But I went through a small period of time where I just was like, okay, until we can pay our bills, you ain't get no sex.
Yes,
you know?
because you're multitasking.
But that's what I was putting off to him. And him being a good guy, I kept going, okay, honey, I understand. Okay, honey, I understand.
Yeah.
And finally, because he's such a good guy. Finally, I said to him, I said, baby, we could do it if you want to. And he's like, but I want you to want to do it.
That sounds like it. You're like, dang it, I finally got the urge to do it.
I was like, no, just go ahead and do it, okay? And he but once he started doing this thing, then I did feel like it. But I did ask him.
She said do his thing.
Like, once we got going, that was good, you know. But
I love it.
To get back to the point that you were talking about,
yes.
You know, as a woman, we don't cause our husband to cheat, and I don't. No. That is not the message I'm trying to say.
No.
That ain't what it's about. Okay, but there is something to being in a marriage, being in a long-term relationship, and him not getting that part of the relationship, and that's important. And a friend of mine told me, she's older. She said, give him food, give him respect, and give him sex. He'll be fine. And is that right, guys? Okay, I got 3 guys.
The heads are all nodding. That's our consensus.
So, you know, and the respect. That's what he said. Forget the respect.
Just food. Hilarious. I gotta love men. Thank you, guys.
Men.
Thank you.
I love it. We gotta feel a certain way. Men are simple, you know.
Yes.
But going back to your book, okay. Tell us once again how we can get in contact with you and the name of your upcoming book.
All right. shiltonpublishing.wixsite.com/book. Next book, divorce is not a 4-letter word.
Yeah.
Fail.
I love it. Absolutely. And it's not a failure to get a divorce.
No,
that's
it's not.
That's what the message is. It's not a failure. Things happen.
Things happen. I agree.
Absolutely. So what would you like for us to know about you as we kind of wrap things up and you know?
I am an educator, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mother of 3. I've done all those things, but at the end of the day, being a mother of 3 is like my prized possession because you can have degrees, you can have all the best jobs, but if you don't have someone to come home and spend it with, it doesn't make it worth it. When I come home and I show my girls that mommy wrote a book, they love going to school, say, my mommy's a professor. What does your mommy do?
Oh my goodness, I feel the same way because my girls be like, my mommy's a businesswoman. What your mommy do?
Yes,
but anyway,
I agree.
But guys, thank you so much for joining our show.
Yes.
Sharita, thank you for coming on our show.
It's been a blessing. Thank you.
We are really excited. You're welcome to come back again.
Of course,
you guys, once again, to get in contact with us, please reach out to me at Doni at DoniJonesLive.com. That's Doni, D-O-N-I, at DoniJonesLive.com. We're always trying to reach out to you and give you guys good information that is inspiring and motivating. And we just want to, once again, say thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes.
Seeing you next week. Hearing
you.
You hearing us next week.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey.